So for today, we're talking about this. This is the Samyang 18mm 2.8 full frame E-mount lens. I've purchased this lens for the purpose of vlogging with it on my Sony A7IV. See, this lens is only about $400, which is less than half the price of the cheapest I could find of the zoom lenses, which are the Sigma 16 to 28mm or the Tamron 17 to 28mm, and the Sony 16 to 35mm is even more expensive. But one thing this have that the other lenses doesn't have is the size of it. The size of I think that's the Sigma or the Tamron that is the smallest, and they are both about 450 grams in weight. And this tiny lens, my friend, is less than 150 grams. It's only 145 grams. And when you put this on a full frame camera, it's much lighter than all the other, because a full frame camera like the Sony A7IV is already quite heavy to go around with. I wanted this because I started filming more and more videos in my Tesla, and I wanted to bring along. Normally I make all my videos here at my office where I have everything attached. So normally I'm not vlogging that much, but I needed something that I could just take with me, and then I could record for when I wanted to do videos like this. And I made 2 videos with my Sigma 28 to 70mm, which is, I think, the same size as the 18 to 28mm. Whereas I really love all the Sigma lenses, I really do. And I think it's nice that you can actually just hold this on the lens. This, like, if you compare the size of these 2 lenses, it's much, much smaller. I have really been holding out on buying Samyang because I have no experience in the quality from Samyang. But I think so far that this hasn't let me down yet. I bought cheap ND filters because just for creating content on YouTube, I don't think that all of these super expensive ND filters is something that I want to spend money on. This is an expensive camera, and it makes good video. And I think like there's something when you go up in price, which can be called diminishing returns. So every time you step up from everything else than the cheapest, then it's like you even see the difference? And I don't think that you will be able to even spot the difference in the quality from this Samyang lens to a lot of the other lenses, at least here on YouTube. And let me just show you some of the recordings I made with the Samyang lens. This is me recording myself with a stretched arm's length with the new 18mm that I just got. In this setting I have the active stabilization enabled so that you can see how the field of view is in this setting. In this setting I only have the normal steady shot enabled, not the active steady shot, and now you can see the field of view have changed. You can see a lot more behind me, and I think this is quite wide for 18mm, and I don't think you need the 16mm if you're recording like this. And this, like for stabilized wise, I think this is actually quite stabilized. And I can, like, this is straight like my entire arm, and I have short arms, but if I do it like this, it's like a half, like 90 degrees arm, and I can just walk around with it. And I think this is quite nice for an 18mm. I don't know, for 16mm you'd have to go this. This is my tiny hand's distance right here to the camera, and I can still see everything behind me. So I think this has a really good field of view, and this is only a 2.8 lens, and this is open fully up. And I think it's quite sharp, and I think it's quite good quality, and I think really my opinion of this lens is that it's much better than it's priced at. And this is back to the active stable shot, and this is just how I would like have the camera in like a 90-degree angle with my arm, and like this is the straight arm, and this is about 90 degree with my camera. Normally in the bigger lenses I would have hold it on the lens, but because this lens is so small, I'm holding the camera like underneath the camera instead. So I really think that for as a vlogging goes, this tiny lens is I'd like to call it a hidden gem, because it's much better than it's priced at, and I think that many tend to lean up towards the Sigma and the Sony lenses, and this will save you maybe $1,000 compared to the Sony, maybe even $1,500 compared to an expensive Sony lens, and this is just much lighter to go around with. Like, it's good enough for vlogging, and I'd say, like, if you have this, you can also mount it on a Sony APS-C mount, and you can get something equivalent of a 25 or something millimeter lens. So I'd say, like, this is a good overall budget lens for making vlogs. If you like this kind of video, then consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. See you in the comments. Bye.